Hi, I'm Gary Ryan. I'm the Executive Director of the Virginia Museum of Contemporary Art, and we are right now in our community gallery, which is featuring the work of Hampton Boyer.
I'm Brad Tuggle. I am the Director of Audience Development here at Virginia MOCA.
Very good. Okay, Gary, let me ask you, first of all, how's it been to operate under the restrictions provided, thanks to COVID-19? You have a beautiful, art gallery here in Virginia Beach, and you do a lot of events, so this, I imagine, has impacted you all greatly.
It has. So we shut down completely in the middle of March, and the fourth quarter, for us, that time period is a really important time period for rentals. It's also when we put the Boardwalk Art Show, so we've had a really big revenue hit. But we've have a great team working, and we've been working remotely, and just getting the galleries ready for when we can reopen. But mainly what we've done is we've launched virtualvirginiamoca.org, which you can experience almost everything that you can experience in the museum online.
And tell me what that experience is. We have seen everything from slideshows to actual walk-around video, or almost like a Google Street View where you can just walk around the gallery from different museums and galleries. What has been your approach here at MOCA for the virtual aspect?
So we have actually created all of our own content and not relied on the Google platform. But what we've done is created virtual galleries, which are slideshows that have the text right next to the image, so you really can read and look at the same time. So that's how we show the artwork in the galleries, and Brad was really the architect of that. And then we also have gotten artists to record their own interviews and send them to us, as well as finding interviews on YouTube and Vimeo that exist for some of the artists that are on view as well, like Micheline Thomas and Nina Abney Chanel. And then we've also created videos of art projects to do with some of our educators, and how to step-by-step printable tools.
Very good. Brad, I imagine a lot of the video aspect of the virtual tour is thanks to you and your talents. So can you explain, what the process was like for you, and have you been satisfied with the response you've gotten from fans of the museum and the gallery here?
Yeah, a lot of the video content, we were really lucky that Heather, our curator, reached out to the artist in New Waves, and within 48 hours we had 5 artists from New Waves record videos where they were and send them to us. One of the artists, she was actually in quarantine at an artist in residency retreat, and so she showed off the artwork that she was creating while she was there. And then the Google Slides, we've got a great team. Our education team and our marketing team have put a lot of those together. So they're creating this amazing content, and my job is to edit it together and put some words to it and get it up online. But we really are incredibly fortunate. Just our team, our board, a lot of the donors who have stepped up. Our partnership with the city is stronger than it's ever been, and working with them to make sure that when it's safe, we can get the Boardwalk Art Show up in whatever form or fashion works best.
Yeah, well, you both mentioned the Boardwalk Art Show. So Gary, can you tell us what are the plans? I understand that it is rescheduled for the month of October. So what does that look like?
So what we've done is the first thing we did was made sure we moved the date to a time where we think it will be safe to have an outdoor event. And because it's an outdoor event, we're able to space things, and we're on the boardwalk. We're working right now on the details of how to make it as safe as possible. What's fun is that we're actually partnering with the Atlantic Avenue Association and also in conversation with the Vibe about how do we activate more than the boardwalk? How do we activate Atlantic Avenue and really have a wonderful celebration of everything Virginia Beach in the fall?
Now, part of the current exhibit is, tell us about that and its connection to Hampton Roads. in this space right here?
Oh, so this is the work of Hampton Boyer. He's a self-taught artist who lives in Norfolk and has a creative space in Hampton, but has been someone we've been working with for years. He's painted murals for us. He was involved with our Something in the Water mural festival last year, and we approached him for his first museum solo show in our community gallery, and he actually created this body of work for this exhibition.
And with this particular hallway we're in, he actually painted the wall as well as has, you know, some of his artwork on display here. It's very colorful and it's bright and it's an attention grabber to a casual art viewer like myself. But what do you particularly like about his work?
Is that you have no idea how personal all these works are, and there are such incredible stories in these works of art. Just in this work of art, there's scorpions, and these are people in Hampton's lives. When he describes this painting, he talks about the stars, and even the stars on the wall are incarnations of people in his life that may have passed. And every element is personal and thought through and communicates something that's very important to him.
Let's move to your other side, and I'll get you to tell us about this work here.
So this is a work, I believe, that's called Catapult. And he has a dog, Jupiter, who kind of howls every time someone leaves him alone. And he uses Jupiter, and he also has a cat figure often. And this is an homage, I believe, to his mother, who is pictured over here. And it's just about, I think it's about a longing for her in the way that Jupiter misses Hampton and his girlfriend when they leave the apartment. It's about Hampton missing his mother and the people in his life who are no longer here. And there's so much more to it, but it's actually one of my favorite pieces in the show. Because not only does he paint, but if you look closely, he collages. And he paints pieces of paper, and then in addition to painting on the substrate, he actually then collages bits on it as well. And I love the fact that his work is identifiable. He has a real style, and like you say, you know, so these stars, this motif of stars, you'll see often in his work, or the cat or an animal, and it's all, again, very personal.
Very good. Now, you all had a unexpected sort of fundraiser with a print from a previous exhibit.
We did.
Can you share with us the details of that and how much money it has raised so far?
So, as I mentioned, you know, we've lost a lot of revenue because of having to shut down the museum. But Michael Kagan, who we mounted his first solo museum show, he's a Virginia Beach born and bred artist who now lives and works in Brooklyn, and he has been working so closely with us, and he created a print of one of the pieces that he made especially for the museum show, the MOCA show, and he agreed to turn that into a print and have it printed by an excellent printer based in Brooklyn, and he made 200 of them, and we offered them up for sale. They were $500 each, so it wasn't an inexpensive purchase, and we sold out of the prints in 2 hours.
Excellent.
What was great about that is Michael has a tremendous following, not only locally, but also nationally and around the world. And if you look at who bought the prints, there are a handful that were bought locally, and most of them were bought somewhere else other than Virginia, and even other than the United States. So we are just so appreciative to Michael for bringing his network in to support us. And it's really wonderful. I'm so proud of our curatorial team that foster these really amazing relationships with artists, so that the artists want to support us as much as we want to support them.
And for Michael, not only his local connection here, but the exhibit that you all hosted here was his first sort of solo collective of his work.
It was his first solo show, and we actually published his first monograph, which is a book, and his work is collected by Pharrell Williams. So Pharrell was also an author of one of the essays in the front of the book.
Yeah.
So it's just a really nice convergence of all of this local talent and community creativity coming together.
Okay, my final and big question for you. While the performing arts will be a while before they open up to the general public again, it seems to me that visual art galleries and museums will be sort of the first arts groups to open to the public. What does that look like for Virginia MOCA?
Well, we certainly hope so, because we have a large space that allows for people to feel comfortable socially distancing, but still having a museum experience. So we right now are looking at floor plans and trying to apply the best practices of kind of a guided pathway where there's a distinct entrance and a different exit. And we're looking at a time ticketing where we'll allow the number of people that the governor permits on a half an hour. You can schedule the time, and we'll have marks on the floor, and we'll have a sanitation protocol in place. We've actually designated someone on our staff to be the reopening czar, so that she is coordinating everything, not only for visiting the galleries, but also we'd love to have people use our space again for rentals. In fact, we have some of them scheduled already in July. We're putting tents up out on the lawn so that there's plenty of room, and all that's wonderful about MOCA as a place to have a special celebration is available.
And is July 1 the target date?
Well, you know what? It's a shifting. We're hoping that July is when, at some point in July, is when we can open up our doors. I don't think Studio School will be up and running then, just because the classes are more confined. But we're hoping that the galleries and certainly the rentals will be available by then.
Okay, very good. Gary and Brad, thanks very much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jeff.
Jeff.